In today's video, I'm looking at these bright orange battery packs. This is a newer ProPack PB960. There's a brand called Cheetah and a brand called Godox. They all produce the exact same one, or more to the point, they all brand them out the same. I've been using these since they first came out, and I want to talk to you about them, give you a bit of a review, and tell you the pros and cons before you go and splurge some money on them. So a bit of history first. Before these packs existed, and I think these are about £150 each, you had to buy a Quantum pack, which was about £1,000. They were extortionate. We also had very limited speed light options. We either had your own brand ones, like Canon, Nikon, for example, or my speed lights just turned on, or you had to buy the Quantum Flash again, which was extortionate. Thankfully nowadays, there's loads of cheap Chinese knockoff brands about, and they save you a fortune. And this is one of those brilliant purchases and one of these brilliant developments from China, which is so cheap, saves so much money, and makes your life so much easier. So the basics are, you get this battery on the bottom. You can buy spares of these as well if you need multiples. Pop it onto the body. You've got your connector ports at the top, and you can use it to power your flash or any USB item. So sometimes we'll use it to power a Tascam audio device, a GoPro, whatever it may be, you can plug them into here. When I used to shoot weddings, I'd have my flash coming off one of these and my phone charging in my pocket on the other one, which is a really useful little hack for wedding photographers. Now you might be wondering, why would you want to buy one? And the reason, for me, was for my speed lights. I was shooting weddings when I bought my first one of these, and I was shooting 3 a week. I was very heavy on my flash. I used a lot of flash. The entire party scene, I'd have 3 or 5 flash guns, depending on the room, set up around, which is a lot of AA batteries, which meant me waking up in the middle of the night to swap them all over on chargers and all that sort of horrendous nightmare-y stuff. But once you have one of these, your AA batteries, they only power the LCD and the sort of workings of the flash. The actual power comes from here. Now, this is still on for maximum power, 100%. I reckon I could shoot for a month with one of these without recharging it. Whereas with one of these, I'd probably get about 300 full power flashes off the AA's before they died. The other major benefit is the recycle speed. So the batteries in here are nearly flat. Let me show you. If I take a shot, I'm rating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gosh, they're really flat. 7 seconds. It should take 3 seconds for a full power flash. So if I plug it into this battery pack now, so it's 7 seconds before, flash, there we go. And we can just keep going on full power until the flash catches fire, which I've done several times. Now these are brilliant. You can also run them from the mains. So if you want to power them inside in a studio because you don't have studio lights yet because they're pretty pricey, you can plug this into the mains here and use it to power your speed lights to get that fast recycle time. I don't think there's a better battery pack out there than this particular design for the price. The Quantum ones were slightly better, but not £900 better. Now, there are drawbacks to these, and one is the build quality. These are very cheap plastic. Now, I've gone through a lot of these, and not because the actual functionality is broken, but in the case of this one here, because I dropped it on the floor and it smashed to pieces, it's now held together by glue and gaff tape. But again, for the price, you can't really complain about it. Now, you can hang these off a light stand like this, clip them to your belt, pop them on your shoulder, or you can grab yourself one of these. And the way this works is you tighten this bit to your light stand, and then you clip your battery pack onto here, like so. And this will let you hold your battery pack on your light stand with your speed light as one sort of succinct piece of equipment. Now, I don't use speed lights very often anymore, so these are mostly gathering dust in my bag. I'm not going to get rid of them because sometimes when we run workshops, we use them. When I get like a location portrait stuff and it's really run and gun, if I'm not renting the Elinchrom ELB 500s or 1200s, I'll be just using a speed light with one of these. They do a brilliant job. And yes, the speed lights from Canon were extortionately expensive, but they're practically worthless now. They've devalued so much, it's not worth me selling them on, so I'll just run them into the ground. Then when they all finally die, I'll bite the bullet and buy either some Elinchrom or Broncolor location lights. So I hope that's of use to you. A little bit of a money saving, battery saving, time saving, generally saving review. These battery packs, I cannot recommend them highly enough. For the price, they're brilliant. If you're going to be shooting loads and loads, buy a spare battery or buy one of the packs where you get the pack, the battery plus the spare battery. It just makes life easier. It'll save you all those woes of charging AA's. Now, the only AA's I have to charge are for my triggers, And often I will even use non-rechargeable batteries in my speed lights. So just think, well, they'll probably work for 6 months of just powering the LCD and, choosing the power and all that sort of jazz.